What's up guys, Matt
and Blake
from the Football Boots team, and today we're going to be putting together our 1 to 11 of the oddest boot choices in world football. And trust me, there are some crazy decisions that some footballers are making across the world. But what about you guys? Do you know anyone else who's made some odd decisions? Have a look at our video and let us know in the comment section below if you know of any yourself. But let's get into our first player, which is the goalkeeper. So our GK is Michael Landreau, French international goalkeeper, wearing the Kipster 700 Pro. You guys have probably never seen this boot before. It's definitely not a popular one out there, but it is a French brand new football boot. So what does it actually offer? What's it all about?
So the Kipster 700 Pro, virtually a speed boot, a lightweight synthetic microfiber speed boot. Very weird that Landreau is wearing it, but it is a French brand. I can see the connection there. But yeah, it's very similar to an Evo Speed or a Vapor or an F50. What do you think of it?
It's obviously a lightweight boot, that's what you can kind of see. Is the quality there? I'll probably say not. If you go onto their website, a lot of their football boots are very cheap. We're talking kind of 15, 20, 30 pounds really tops. These are a specific kind of professional model which you can't get on their website, but these aren't still going to be very expensive. So in terms of high quality craftsmanship, it's probably not going to be there. Definitely interesting choice, but that's our GK. So let's move on to our defenders. So let's see our first fullback, and that is Andrea Mazziello in the genuine first ever laceless boot, the Lotto Zero Gravity. Talk us through this specific decision by this player.
So Mazziello, he is wearing blue and black boots to match his club colours of Atalanta. They wear blue and black striped kits. Well, the Lotto Zero Gravity was the first ever laceless football boot. I think on the Lotto website they still say it's the first and only laceless football boot, but no, they're wrong with the Adidas Laceless Pure Control. But blue and black Zero Gravities to match his club colours of black and blue striped kit from Atalanta. He's Italian, he plays for an Italian club, he wears Italian made boots, it makes sense.
So we get on to our next fullback, and it's the very controversial player of Benoit Asuokoto, who once said that he only played football for the money, he didn't even enjoy it. But he's also got some very interesting boot choices, which are the old school Predators. Talk us through this decision.
So Asuokoto, he's wearing the Champagne Predator Manias, the original ones launched in 2002. He wears whatever he wants. He's a bit like Zlatan, he just switches to whatever he wants. Adidas, Nike, Puma, whatever he wants to choose on his feet for the given match day. Here he is playing for Saint Etienne, he's currently at FC Metz. But yeah, Champagne Predator Manias, I can see why he's wearing it. Do you think it's a good choice for him?
Do you know what? I think they are a good boot all round. I think they're a little bit heavy for the modern game, but they are very, very comfortable. He obviously, as you said, wears what he wants. He wasn't just the Mania that he wears. Yeah. He's worn some other ones, like we've got the Pulses here. He's worn these previously, but I think he literally maybe has them from when he was a younger footballer and he still has them, or he's kind of maybe going onto eBay even, or looking elsewhere to get those boots in. He doesn't really fancy anything on the market at the moment, so he's going for the classic ones, but that's our two fullbacks. So let's move on to our centre half. So let's move over to the A-League and look at Aaron Williams for Perth Glory in the Concave Aura Plus. Now there's obviously a connection here. Can you talk us through that?
Well, Concave, they're an Australian-owned company. They've got that component on the tongue there, that they're renowned for that component on the tongue. The Halo also has it, as well as the Volt Plus. But this is Aaron Williams, centre back for Perth Glory, wearing these leather boots. They are leather boots. They're very similar to the Halo Plus in terms of upper quality. But overall, it's such a weird choice. Not many players wear Concave, do they? But in the A-League, especially for Aussie rules, as well as NRL, there's a lot of players wearing Concave football boots.
So for me, I just don't think the quality is there. I know they're cheaper compared to boots from Nike, Adidas and Puma. They're about £135, but still, that's a fair amount of money, and I just don't think that the quality is actually there. They do feel a little bit scaled down. So that's our first centre half. Let's move on to our second one. So from the A-League to Serie A, let's look at Juventus Paolo De Segli in the A6 Lethal Tigreor. Now what are these actually similar to?
So these are pretty much full leather boots. Yeah. A6 Lethal Tigreor is actually a really high quality football boot. It's not globally known though. So yeah, Paolo De Segli wears it. He plays for Juventus, still playing for Juventus. Been on a few loan moves, but yeah, he wears it. It's very similar to like a Legend 6 or Morelia Neo or something which is really high quality leather, but it's just not globally known.
So one feature of the Tigreors that I do really like, although it is full leather across the entire boot, you can just see it's got some power elements across that toe box. So it is a little bit similar to something like the Predator Pulse or the Predator Manias. Very nice bit of innovation from A6 there, and I would love them to be a little bit more popular on the boot market. So our first midfielder is Aaron Payas. Where's he from and what's he wearing?
Aaron Payas plays for Gibraltar, he lives in Gibraltar and he plays for Gibraltar. I'm pretty sure you could go to Gibraltar and play for the national football team. I'm pretty sure you could. And Payas, he wears the Predator Remax. So he's got the Accelerator, he's also got the original Predators. He loves the Remax, so he was wearing 2 boots. I know Pogba did it once when he was at Juventus. Yeah, very popular boot, was made into the Predator Instinct. Very nice boot choice for someone who plays for Gibraltar.
So for me, I do prefer the actual original Predators, but I do understand that they are going to get very heavy. They're heavy to start out with, and also if they get wet, they're going to become even more heavy. So I can actually understand that the remakes are actually being worn in professional football, because they might just be a little bit better suited to football today compared to football in the past. So a much more well-known footballer, Kazuka Honda, is up next. Probably famous for his unbelievable free kicks. He's got that knuckleball technique locked down. Now, what pair of boots actually suits him really well for that technique?
Yeah, for the knuckleball technique, you need to wear the Wave Ignitus. So it's got that Mukaiden pedal and the Todo Kaiden pedal, 2 panels on the boot itself, just to help dead ball movement when you strike the ball. It's all about knuckleballs. Kazuka Honda though, he is the only player in world football to wear it.
So the nice thing about the Wave Ignitus is that there's some different types of material on each model. So you can get a standard synthetic one, not the best one in my opinion. You can get a leather one and also a made in Japan leather one as well, which trust me, the level of craftsmanship and quality is unbelievable. So I can actually understand and appreciate these boots. There might be a new model coming from Mizuno very soon as well. So keep your eyes out for them because they're trying to do something completely different and really special. So keep your eyes on Mizuno for sure. So we just said how Kazuka Honda is famous, but what about this guy? Arguably the best centre midfielder in world football. His passing range is unbelievable. Now I love his boot choice. I think it's so lovely that he prefers this boot. What are we looking at?
So Toni Kroos, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, if you're in the football boots, you know what Toni Kroos is wearing. He's wearing 11 Pros. They're 11 Pro 2s, they're not the 3rd gen. They're 11 Pro 2s, so they made them, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. But he just loves them. He has a killer longboard, just like you, Matty. But yeah, he loves the 11 Pros. Look at them, they're just battered. I don't know how many they made for him, but yeah, they're definitely a good boot for a centre midfielder.
I just love the fact that he prefers those boots. When he got those from Adidas, he said, you know what, these are my boots and I want to stay in them until something better's come out. And for him, nothing better has come out. And I can actually appreciate that and understand it. I'm wearing the Hub and Finish from a couple of seasons ago last season. And I don't even want to change. I've tried some other ones. I've tried some Nike, Adidas, Puma. Nothing really compares to them. So for now, I'm happy in those boots that I'm wearing. So I can completely understand why he's chosen to stay in his Ada Pures as well. So next up is probably the oddest boot choice of our entire 1 to 11, and that is Carlos Pena in the Concord S1 39XJ. What are these boots all about?
So Concord, I've actually never heard of that brand before making this video, so yeah, completely unknown brand for me, but it looks very similar to that Kipster 700 Pro, so like an Evaspeed / F50, very lightweight synthetic football boot. So Carlos Pena, he is a midfielder. It makes sense why he's wearing a Mexican brand. You see it a lot in this video where players that are from Mexico wear a Mexican brand, so it makes sense that he's wearing this boot.
So as Blake mentioned, these are similar to the Kipster football boots, and another reason for that is they are incredibly cheap. Looking at the website, again, like £30–40 tops. One thing that Carlos Pena might have is a customised pair using better materials and also craftsmanship. So that's just one thing to bear in mind, but definitely an unknown one for us, the Concord football boots. So our first forward is Mustafa Carriol, wearing a black pair of boots here. So Blake, can you tell us what he's actually wearing?
So here he is playing for Leeds and here he is playing for Middlesbrough, but he's currently playing for Forest now. He is one of few players to wear the Concave Halo Plus. So Concave lately been picking up players here and there. They've got Vito Manone at Sunderland and a few players in the Premier League, but the Halo Plus is a power boot similar to what the Predator is designed for strikers and players that will get a lot of goals. So yeah, the Concave Halo, what do you think of this?
Look, as you said, it is similar to like a Predator. We've got the remakes and also the Predator Pulses. Are they similar to the Predator Pulse in terms of quality? Absolutely no way. The Predator Accelerator remakes, are they similar to that? They're more similar in terms of quality, but these are still absolutely head and shoulders above these. These are almost got like a synthetic leather upper, just feels very cheap, mesh on the back. Overall, I think Concave are a half decent brand for the money. But that really is it. It's for the money. You can't go charging £180 for these. There's no way. So for them to be about £135, I think that's about fair. So our second striker is Leicester City's Shinji Okazaki. Scored an absolute worldie on the weekend. What was he wearing?
So Shinji Okazaki, like Kazuka Honda, he is the only player to wear the Basara, so their sort of speed themed boot. Yep. This Basara, the current generation, is actually leather, so you can get a leather and I think you can get a synthetic version as well. But Shinji Okazaki prefers the leather boots. He did score a smash of a goal against City on the weekend wearing the Basara.
Well, I think it's actually quite similar to the X Leather by Adidas. I think in terms of craftsmanship and quality, I think this is actually above the X Leather, ever so slightly, but obviously it's just not as popular. Mizuno don't have the most amount of players out there, but you can absolutely guarantee that the quality is going to be so high, especially as I said, the Made in Japan versions are going to be an absolute smash and last you a long time. So guys, there's our 1 to 11 team of the oddest boot choices in world football. What's the oddest pair of boots that you've ever worn?
Mercurial Vapor, 1998, the one Ronaldo's wearing, but the scaled down version.
Well there guys, so that's Blake's oddest boot choice. There's our 1 to 11 team. But what about you guys as well? What is the oddest pair of boots you've ever worn? Is it an unknown brand? Is it a scaled down one? Please let us know, and maybe the oddest boot choice can get pinned in the comment section. But that pretty much wraps up the video. So guys, thanks for watching as always.
We'll see you next time.